Greetings everyone, I am Dr. Wolf, and I've been curious, was Grogar's bell a setup? You see, when I first watched Frenemies, I loved it. Oh my goodness, there was so much world building, so much hilarious banter between the three main villains here. It's a really fun watch. So I went for another rewatch and I began to think, wait a second, there are a few things that don't really add up here. Like I said in my review, if Grogar's bell is so important to him, and he's so much more powerful than pretty much any other villain we've seen thus far, why didn't he want to go after it himself? Why send these three bickering villains to do his dirty work? And then I began to think, what if Grogar already knew about his bell and already knew exactly how to get it, and yet decided, I need something that will get these three to work together. I need something that will make sure that they are more powerful as a team. Now, the reason why I think about this is because the more I look at the surrounding protections, the runes outside the cave, and especially that magical barrier, this might be the work of Grogar himself. Now, for starters, this barrier, it's pretty darn powerful. I mean, how many ponies could have come up with something really that strong to last for so many moons, if Grogar's story is to be believed? Now, Gusty the Great, yeah, we can imagine that she is probably immensely powerful, just not as powerful as Grogar. She had to steal his bell. If that story is true, why is it colored the same way of Grogar's magic? Now, we see in this same episode, Frenemies, when he's using his magic to mute the villains, or using his magic to restrain them against the wall. He has a very yellowish glow to his magic. And we haven't really seen that in the series before. If Grogar wanted them to work together, wanted them to think it was all their idea, it might make sense that since early on in the episode he left these three to do their villain song and then came back later, he was the one who set up this mountain, these prevailing winds, and making sure that there was a magical barrier in place that required the three of them to work together, eventually culminating in much greater plans down the road. It's not just the magical barrier though. If you take a look at the runes outside of this cave, I thought they looked rather similar to the runes that are on Grogar's little necklace here, where he keeps his orb that he gets most of his magical power from. I mean, take a closer look at these. Don't they look kind of similar? I don't know. But let's take it one step further. If Grogar really did know all about his bell and how to retrieve it, and may have already retrieved it, I mean, he has this orb that can see the bell, why in the world would he have not been able to sense that bell even when it was only a few feet away from him? Why then, if he's the one who set all this up, would he even allow these three lesser villains to hide it from him? Go back and listen to this line in particular.
I don't trust anything any of you say.
He doesn't trust any of them. He knows what they're capable of. Would it make sense that he would have had the foresight to know, oh, they're going to try to betray me. They're going to try to hide the bell away from me. But that's not as important as seeing them working together because I need them for a much bigger step to my plan down the road. It could just be keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. Knowing full well what they're capable of, getting them to believe, oh, if we're going to try and betray Grogar, we need to be working together. It's a risk, and yet I think it makes for a much more compelling main villain, don't you? If Grogar set all of this up because he was trying to get these three to work together, that his bell always was in his possession, it's possible. It is possible, or it could be the fact that he found his bell, went off to retrieve it, hid it on the mountain, and then set up this plan to get the three of them to work together. Because, again, he left these three bickering right after he said the line,
I suggest the three of you come to some kind of accord.
And then comes back later and tells them, oh, I have a very important mission for you. I don't know. If it turns out that Grogar has already foreseen their betrayal because, again, he doesn't trust any of them, and for good reason, wouldn't it make sense that he's already several steps ahead of them? That he already's figured out exactly what they're going to do and is willing to work with it anyways. I hope that's what the MLP writers have in store. I hope that's what the eventual plan for the end of the series is all about. I really do. It's not a perfect theory, because even though this yellow barrier matches what Grogar's magic looks like, there is a very brief moment in Grogar's little flashback that Gusty the Great herself, after depositing the bell, she teleports away with some yellowish magic. It's possible that Gusty really did all of this, and it's possible that Grogar would entrust his very important artifact retrieval to these three bickering villains. It's possible that even though it's only a few feet away at the end of the episode, that Grogar still wasn't able to sense it. And yet, if I were to choose between the option of Grogar doesn't know all of these things going on in the background, and the option of Grogar is very well aware and just wants to keep his enemies that much closer, useful for his plan. I don't know about you, but one option actually makes for a much more compelling villain. But then, what do you think? Given that Frenemies has only just come out a few days ago, is it possible that we might have missed something about it? Is it possible that there's much deeper plots going on? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, because as always, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.